evening, friends. Today we're going to be making a To Every Season fall card using the To Every Season bundle, which includes the To Every Season stamp set, and it comes with a group of punches as well. We're going to be using the leaf today, this one. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is give you the measurements for the card. So let's get started with the outside layers. You're going to need a piece of the Monster Bash DSP measuring at 3 3/4 by 5. A piece of soft suede cardstock measuring at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. These are the inside layers. The first one is very vanilla cardstock. It's 3 3/4 inches by 5. And then there's a layer of soft suede that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. The card base itself measures at 4 1/4 by 11, scored down the middle at 5 1/2. And we're also going to need some scraps. We need a small scrap of very vanilla cardstock that measures 1 inch by 3 1/2 inches. Going to need a scrap of copper foil that's 4 inches by 2 inches. I need a scrap of very vanilla that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And a scrap of soft suede that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our circle layers using the Big Shot. Bring that in here so you can see. I'm going to use the magnetic platform for this. And I have 2 framelits I'm going to use. I'm going to cut using the, I think it's the layered circles framelits. I'm going to use one of the scallop dies and then one of the circle dies that fits inside that. Run this through. We'll give us our 2 pieces. Put this aside for a second. That's all we're going to need that for. I'm going to start off stamping our leaves. I have the 3 leaf stamps from the To Every Season photopolymer stamp set. And we're going to use 3 different color inks for this. We're basically going to make a background. Again, I'm going to start off with the copper and our largest stamp. We're just going to scatter these around the edges. Going to do our gold with the medium-sized leaf. Turn it this way. We're going to use the silver with our smallest stamp. I hope I'm doing this on camera so everyone can see what I'm doing. Just put a couple of those around. Okay, we'll set that aside to dry a little bit. Well, we got the inks out here. I'm also going to stamp the inside of the card base. With the same 3 colors of ink. We're going to do the copper large leaf, and gold smaller leaf, and the silver on the littlest one. And we also need to stamp 3 of those little leaves in silver that we're going to punch out later. Let's these dry a little bit. There's 3. We're also going to do our sentiment in the copper pigment ink. In the middle, let's see if we can get this straight. Okay, I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'll let those 3 dry a little bit. And then we also have to do our embellishment. Now this is from the Tags and Feathers Elements. It's a little wood tag, and it has like a painted wood grain on the front. Take our embossing buddy and just give a little smoosh because we are going to emboss this. And you can also use this ink for embossing. It stays wet long enough. I'm going to put thankful for each day for you on the front of that. Get our heat tool. Our embossing powder. Just going to set that there. Dump that on there. This just gives it a little bit more dimension. It is a little hard to read that without it being embossed. Just because of the white background, I think the little white lines were making it tough, so I decided just to go ahead and emboss this part. So I'm going to do that. I can do this without burning myself. All right, that's it for stamping. I have to twist it a little bit. This is like a metallic ribbon, so it'll kind of do what you want. Okay, once we get that through, I'm just going to tie a small bow here. Let's get myself a little knot. You wouldn't have to do a bow if you didn't want to. You could probably just tie it on like you would a tag thing, but I kind of like the bow, so we're going to go with the bow. Just going to fix it. Once you get that how you want, get that little snip. Turn my ends off here. Okay, I'll set that aside. Alright, I think my ink's about dry, so we're going to go ahead and punch these little elements out here. I just want to flip your punch over so you can see what you're doing. Just want to line it up so there's a little bit of an edge. Get a little snap. I'm going to do that on this one too. Number 2. Here's our third one. Okay, now we're going to use the sprig punch, and we're going to punch out 3 sprigs. Okay. And that's that. Now we can start putting our layers together. I have some snail we're going to use. Flip this guy over. Don't mind a mistake on the back. Didn't like that one. And here we go. Put this one here. Center it. Okay. Put our inside layers together. This is for the inside of our card. I'll put that on first. Just gonna line that up with the folds and my edges. I'll give that a good burnish too. This is our outside. Put the outside layers together too. Got our designer series paper from the Monster Bash suite. Attach that to the soft suede piece. And then I'm going to attach that to the outside of our card. Like that. Line that up. At this point, before I get all the other layers on, I'm going to go ahead and do my fold. Burnish. Get everything stuck down good. Okay. Now for this layer, we're going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals. I just only need 3 for that. So we're going to use the big ones. Little triangle, pop those off. See which side we like here. Go this way. So that's a little bit closer to the top of this card. And then we're going to attach our wood piece the same way. Just going to need a couple for that. Dimensionals on and take off the backings. Line this up. Good press. And for these 3 little guys, I use the smaller dimensionals, the minis. Pull out 3 of those. I need 1 for each, they're pretty small. These little punches are like perfect for that. So. One of these is just going to go up here. And just kind of look like falling leaves. Just make them look like they're swirling in the wind a little bit there. This paper, the background paper, has a lot of movement to it, so it's kind of reminds me of fall a lot. Okay, now for the sprigs, we're going to use the mini glue dots. I'm just going to need 1 towards the bottom of each of these. And these are just going to get tucked up under the wood piece. How do you figure out where, oh, I guess it helps if the dimension, the glue dot's still on there, not on your fingernail. Okay, I'll tuck that under and give it a little press. Same thing for these guys. There's some people like to stick all their stuff down, but I kind of like things floating around a little bit too. Makes it look kind of cool. Here's our second one. I'm going to add 1 more towards the bottom. Tuck that up under there. Just give that little wood thing a press, that works. And then our last thing we need to add, I have these little leaves trinkets. They're in the annual catalog. They've been out for a little while. And we're going to pull out one of the copper ones. Same thing, we're just going to use a couple of mini glue dots to attach those. Just grab a couple. I like to put a couple on this thing, it's kind of heavy, so. And we're just going to line that up the edge. And there you have it, my 2 every season fall card. You can see the supply list and details on my blog on how to make this. And I hope you'll consider me as your demonstrator. Please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. And have fun stamping. You're so sweet. And I'm thankful for every day. All right, have a good night. Bye.